It started when I was just a girl. I was always praised by my parents for being observant and noticing things, perhaps like the children of most parents who think their children are special. And indeed, like most parents, they excused my so-called childish outbursts when I first started seeing them. I remember the first time in a grocery store checkout line with my mom. I was throwing a fit because my mom wouldn't let me get a bag of candy when something grabbed my shoulder. I turned to see it. It was one of them. The freakishly tall being hunched over the register, only describable as humanoid, but clearly not human. I grew still with terror as the hand rose from my shoulder to cup my cheek, the putrid smell of rotten flesh invading my nostrils. It leaned close enough that its face was inches away from mine, the dark eyes boring into mine. Across its face rose a crooked smile larger than humanly possible, exposing thin razor-like yellowing teeth. I squeezed my mother's arm so hard she cried out, drawing everyone's attention. "What's wrong with you?" my mom said, as if this situation was completely normal. She didn't even try to comfort me or help me. She just whispered, "Stop being rude to the cashier. You're fine." But I wasn't fine. Not then. Not ever again after that. After that, whenever I saw one of these things, it would take everything within me not to run screaming. They were everywhere. Everywhere I went. And nobody else seemed to think them unusual. Everybody acted like they were perfectly normal. Like nothing was strange about them. As if they weren't actually there. Like it was all in my head. I tried to tell my mom, but she told me I was too young and I'd grow out of it. That I was imagining things. That maybe I was depressed. She was right. I did grow out of it. I became a teenager and I stopped thinking about them every single day. I stopped thinking about them much of the time. I got used to seeing them. Used to ignoring them. I never forgot them though. Never. I kept remembering what they looked like, what they smelled like, how horrible they felt, how real they were. Even now, as I write this, I can feel the sickening warmth of those hands on my cheeks. Today, I went to the grocery to pick up some things for dinner. A mother with her young daughter in front of me in the checkout line. The little girl was maybe 4 years old. Her mom had forgotten something and quickly dashed away from the cart to grab it, leaving the cart in line. Do you ever have those moments? The moments where it seems like you can see everything in slow motion the moment before disaster? Where you know exactly what's going to happen next. How it will end. I knew what was coming. You do too, don't you? It was not even 10 seconds before the little girl's eyes began streaming tears down her face with the realization her mom left her alone in line. My stomach lurched. The moment her cry exited her mouth, the cashier's arm was already extending towards her. A chill went down my spine. When it landed on her shoulder, she looked content, as if believing her mom was back. As she turned to look at the owner of the hand, the girl's sobs grew anguished, her face twisted in terror that no 4-year-old should be capable of expressing. She looked at me, her eyes pleading for me to save her from the monster, but it was too late. "Please." The girl sobbed at me, begging me to do something. Anything. I looked away. I can't forget it. The girl's face as I looked away. The visceral screams as red scattered onto a display of candy bars and packs of gum I was staring at. The mother's face as she returned to her cart with a jug of milk before checking out while acting like everything was fine. She knew. I knew. We all knew. I wonder, sometimes, which of us are the real monsters?